So today we're talking about the most dangerous lie that leaders tell themselves. Now what we're going through is we're going to actually understand why we're having this conversation with ourselves, why that drunk monkey is on our shoulder time and time and time again, and really starting to understand that, identify it, and then find ways to move forward. So that drunk monkey that's on your shoulder having this conversation, this lie that you're hearing and that you're saying to yourself over and over again and becomes kind of rhythmic in your patterns as habitual is lots of times around these simple little things. This is just a season we're going through in our business. This is just what's happening because of seasonality. I'll deal with this later. Once things slow down, I'll realign, I'll get moving forward. And the reason we have those types of conversations is number one, it feels safe. We can find ways to adapt and to move through with it and still try to push ourselves out of it and have little moments where we think that we're doing the right things. It protects our identity in the short term, but it truly costs us in the long term. So we need to start identifying that lie that we're saying to ourselves, and we need to reframe that because it's just a lie. It's not just a season. We're not leaves in the wind just blowing through this. We actually are in control. And there's only one thing that we're in control of every day. Only one thing that we are in control of 100% of the time. And that thing is our mindset, our body, the weather, everything going on, we're not in control of. There's other things that affect that come into it. But our mindset, we are 100% in control of that. So that drunk monkey, that lie we were saying is a mindset conversation that we're having with ourselves that holds us down. So that's why it becomes so dangerous because it normalizes misalignment. It delays honest decisions that we need to make. We need to, it's keeping us from really truly looking at ourselves. It creates quiet resentment. We start slowly resenting either our efforts or what we're in or the market or the economy, you name it. We end up resenting all of this stuff around us when really what we need to resent is our mindset and why we're having these conversations and what we're doing. So it helps you turn your leadership, the way you currently are going, it helps you turn that into performance. What I want you to look at is you don't wake up burned out. You wake up ignoring misalignment for too long. So if you're finding yourself saying you're burned out or you're feeling like you're burned out and you've had that feeling time and time again, it's not something you just wake up with. It's something that is shouting at you going, "Hey, Mike, hey, you're misaligned to what it is you truly want. What is your purpose? What is it you're trying to do?" And right now, I know there's a lot of you that are listening to this that probably have trouble answering that question. The reason I'm saying that is because I've had trouble for so long answering that question. So, how I realigned that to where I could truly answer it was I didn't have to focus so much on what I wanted. I needed to get really clear with really in the spot I was in, where I was at, what is going on that I don't want anymore? And how do I move from what it is I don't want? And moving away from that, I will start getting clarity about what I want. So I didn't need to make a real crystal clear spot about what I wanted. I need to get really crystal clear about what it is I didn't want that was going on right now where I was. Because in order to chart a course, you need to know where you're at. You need to know your starting point. You can know where you want to go all you want, but if you don't know where you're starting from, you will never get there. So the very, very first part is starting your courses, knowing where you're at. So I knew there was things that I didn't want, and you do too. So write some of those down. What's going on right now on January 14th in your business and your where you're moving that you don't want any more of? What is going on that you want more of? Start there. So what you're tolerating, if it no longer fits where you're going, stop tolerating it. If what you're tolerating is the driving force to go to your vision, your why, get more of it. But if you're tolerating things that you know are not helping you, eliminate them. What truth have you been postponing? What question have you been dodging for yourself? Ask yourself that. Get some self-reflection. And then I want you to move into reframing the truth. Clarity doesn't start with knowing exactly what you want. Remember, I just shared that with you. It doesn't start with knowing exactly what you want. Clarity starts with honesty, being truly honest. Like I said, charting a course, you need to know where you're at. But if you're not honest with where you're at, you're talking that you're in this vicinity, but you're not honest with where you currently are, it still can't chart the course. So you've got to get very, very honest where you currently are at. Identity before action. Alignment. You need to start working on alignment before you can scale and actually multiply and take this. Self-leadership. If you need to lead yourself before you can lead anyone else. If you can't lead yourself, you can't grow. And that's what I was finding so long with me as I was pushing this boulder up a hill in my leadership was I was not leading myself right. And I was frustrated that those around me, I wasn't helping become the best leader that I possibly could for them. And it really was, I was the limiting factor in it. I was the lid. And that's where you need to be working on. So look for some gentle next steps. This is no pressure. This is just how can I move myself forward in a way that I can start taking those steps and understand that all journeys start with this, with that first step. And then can I take the next step and move on? So if you want help seeing more clearly in where you want to go, jump in, get the clarity gap assessment that's in this group. Go out there, message me, make a comment. We'll make sure we get it to you, but it'll help you find this. This isn't a diagnosis of saying, hey, this is a what you've got, here's a pill, take it. It's a mirror to help you become very, very clear with what is currently going on and where can you take action to help move yourself forward. So look for that. If you that's something that you think is interested, comment in there that you'd like it. Find it in the, I don't know if it's in one of the resources up above, but if it's not, comment below, message us, do something, and I will make sure we get a copy of it to you right away. But this is a no pressure, just a gentle step of work on this so we can start helping you get clear about where it is you want to go and help you not necessarily close the gap. I had this conversation with a client of mine the other day is like we try to close the gap, but what we really are doing is we're building a bridge to go across that gap safely. And every step is one more piece of that bridge. And once we do that and we have it structurally built going, we know that we can build more bridges. We know we can go on to the next gap and we can lead others across the bridge to safety. So look at that from this clarity gap assessment of how you can move forward. If you're interested, please let us know and we'll get you in there. So basically, I want to close this with you guys understanding that you don't have to have everything figured out. Stop trying to have everything figured out. You need to have the next step figured out. Meaning, all I know is I don't want to be here, and this direction is in the direction of where I want to go. So I need to make that step. And then what did I learn during that step? You don't need to pretend any longer that everything's fine. Be honest. Because really, let's be honest here. Do you want everything to be fine, or do you want everything to be great? So stop pretending everything's fine. Start moving forward. So leadership starts with the truth. So what truths are you saying to yourself? Where are you being safe by hiding from the truth? You're just kind of filtering around it. You're nibbling on the edges of it, but go deep. Because I don't believe being safe is what you're after. I believe you're after happiness. You're after it's some sort of experience that you're moving through. You're not looking for safe. I mean, safety, let's be honest here. We all want to be safe at some particular point, but we know that I don't want to get very comfortable. I want to get uncomfortable in greatness. I want to get uncomfortable in growth. I want to move forward. I want to experience things. I don't want to just be around in the room. So let's move out of safety. I know it's really tough. So look at this, look in the group. There's ways to do it. Comment in this below of what you liked, some things that you want us to share in this every week of teaching. But I hope this helped give you a different perspective on clarity and about what you're saying to yourself and doing that. So it gives you a different way to navigate and move forward. I hope I made an impact on you. I hope you're thinking differently now at the end of this than you were at the beginning. So thank you so much for being a part of this. If you think other people can get information and make a difference in themselves by being a part of this community, invite them in, bring them in. I appreciate you guys very much. Just looking to serve and help you guys grow into who it is you want to be and have the things that fund and deliver the perfect life that you're after. Thanks so much.